All right, let's look ahead then to kind of Liverpool and this week, because it is a massive game on Thursday night, second leg at Anfield. I've just got this weird feeling, because obviously, like, me being a realist is like, OK, we're probably going to... That 1-0 lead is probably going to slip within the first 15 minutes, just thinking about Spurs and Spurs being Spurs. But I'm trying to not be pessimistic here. I've just got a feeling that maybe because of how bad everything has gone for us in the league this season, maybe it is our year.
I changed my opinion, actually, to exactly what you have done. I said within the first minute, I was like, it'll be 1-0 within the first minute. This was after the Leicester match. But, yeah, the last week we've seen a different style of play. We've heard Ange Postecoglou say that the players are a week to 10 days away. This was on Friday. I think if you're one of those players, one of the starting players, and you're 80, 90% fit, you have to declare yourself fit.
Well, obviously, Mickey van der Ven didn't feature yesterday against Brentford, and there was serious panic, being like, oh, my God, his hamstring's gone again, what's going on? But that was just apparently managing minutes. And you would think if you're managing minutes, he would be included in the squad, but I guess they took the option that maybe there was a twinge or something. He had that 45 minutes against Elfsborg. But
it sounded like it was almost a last-minute decision to just go, actually, maybe, because he said the plan was to play another 45 minutes before the game, and it was like, well, actually, maybe
let's not risk
put him on ice for Liverpool.
This is the biggest game of our season, right? On Thursday night.
Absolutely.
100%.
And a lot of people, I don't believe this is true, but a lot of people almost still think that Ange's job hinges on this game. I don't think that's the case. But, you know, he is going to want to do everything possible. Bear in mind how bullish and big he's gone about, I always win things in my second season, and how people are kind of... It would be absolutely amazing.
If he did win something in his second season, I mean, obviously it would be great because we would have actually won something, and that doesn't happen. But I would just love it because of how much stick he's got.
Yeah.
And I get there are still lots of Ange in, Ange out, but I would really love it if he did.
As you know, Abby, I get a lot of stick, as do you, when I'm upstairs and... The producers are playing that little clip.
It's a tough life, isn't it? It's a really tough life.
Like, that's going to, if we do, that's going to be my ringing tone for the rest of the time.
I think we'll get T-shirts. I think we'll just get T-shirts saying, I always win it, or it's who we are, mate.
Imagine the press conference if we do win something, and he just winks down the camera and just, I told you.
Yeah. Look, we're in Dreamland.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Of course, and we should, because we're football supporters.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a really, really tough game. For me, I'm half hoping that Liverpool are not going to take it too seriously. They've got some big competitions they're in as well, and they're going to rest a few players. We see Arsenal and what they've done, so it's not done and dusted yet in the Premier League. So the one that they can let go is this one.
Yeah.
But look, their second and third string team are still tremendous.
Yeah.
And we need as many players on it on the day to get a result. But I think we can do this. We've seen this before, that we can go up to places, we can give a good account of ourselves. We need the right game plan. We need confidence. We need everything to go right from first minute to last minute. But
need a lot of luck.
Football.
Oh, yeah.
It's football.
And that's the thing, when you're, even in going back to the Brentford game for just a sec, like when you're down there like we are, you need that little bit of luck to go your way. And we haven't had a lot of luck. We've caused a lot of our own problems, don't get me wrong. And I think Ange has got to take responsibility for that in some of the games. But we've also been quite unlucky. And so, like, you think about the Newcastle game, and I know that handball was, by the letter of the law, should have been a goal, but those little things going against you. And maybe it's about time we cashed in some of that luck in a big game.
Well, I think a lot of the games that we've actually lost, I know some of them we've got battered, like the Liverpool game at home, but some of those games we've only lost by like a single goal. And
all of them but the Liverpool game. Every single game we lost this season has been by one goal bar Liverpool.
I think when your luck is out, it's been out. And let's be real, it's been out this season a lot.
Yeah.
But maybe that Brentford win is the turning point. And in terms of a turning point, I feel like with Ange, obviously there's been so much talk about Ange, Levy. It gets to a point where it's like, we know the situation, we can talk about it a million times, but nothing is going to change here on the Enoch out and the Levy front. But with Ange, like those couple of wins, has maybe that, and obviously hopefully we get a win as well on Thursday, but do you think that's kind of changed or mellowed the fan base a little bit to be less Ange out and see what he's had to be dealing with?
I hope so. I think I've always been an admirer of Ange. I have, and I really want it to work for him. If we sat here and he wasn't in the job, we couldn't say anything other than it probably warranted, because the run of results in the league that we've been on. But I really want him to do well. And I think looking at Anfield and looking at Ange for the rest of the season, they've done everything they can possibly do going into the biggest game of the season, winning the 2 games, players now returning. if it was after losing to Ipswich or losing to Leicester, to Everton, you're going in with no confidence. They're going in full of confidence now. Every player wants to play a part.
Yeah.
That's all they can do going into this game. So I hope that fans are seeing what can Tottenham be, if you know what I mean.
And they're very much together. I think that's kind of the party line I've been taking. Like, this isn't a team that's down tools. I still have seen them been playing for Ange. They're just knackered. They haven't been able to really do it. Yeah. But even yesterday after the game, you know, when they went for the huddle, immediately I kind of was like, oh God, it's a bit cringy. Like, let's not celebrate how some other teams might. But actually, the more I thought about it, I actually really liked it when I watched it back, and them going over to the fans and having that togetherness, because when it's all been going against you, it can be really easy for you as a team to start looking at each other and pointing fingers. But that was a real indication that they're all still singing off the same hymn sheet, and that's what you want to see going into this game. Yeah,
well, before the Elfsborg game, Thfc did that press conference, didn't he, where he kind of, the fans definitely, I mean, everybody loves Thfc anyway, but they got on his side even more when he kind of took some shots at the board and said that we need some help. And
we'll always be on the side when we take some shots at the board.
Well, absolutely. And then he was speaking about Ange as well, and he was just like, you know, I see a lot of myself in him as a player. I really believe in what he wants to do. I want to win with him. It's like the players are behind him. It's quite clear. Look, Spurs have got maybe some players that are a little bit inconsistent, or you could maybe say is a little bit flaky in terms of their performances. But I think as a whole, and like you said, when you look at that huddle that they had after the game yesterday, it's Ben Davies and Son, the two experienced players, leading it. But you've got Dane Scarlett there. You've got it's a team full of kids that are just like, they are fighting tooth and nail for the manager.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't think it's been down to a lack of effort. I just think it's been down to a lack of energy.
Lack of energy and maybe a lack of quality at times. I mean, I saw something yesterday, a stat that said our first choice back line, which would be Udogie Porro, Romero, Van de Ven, have only played together 16 times since the start of last season.
Crazy.
So when you think about Ange and what he's also, like, when it's clicked, and you can see what he's trying to do, and you see and you love the football you're watching. There's been a lot of things that have gone against him. And if your first choice back line have only played together 16 times, I mean, you need to give him the squad that's capable of actually being able to manage that.
Yeah, I look at the runs that it has clicked, and I think, well, those aren't flukes.
No.
Those are potential of what Ange can bring, what the team can bring. But as you said, you need consistency. You need an element of luck in terms of the injuries and
patience.
Fit.
Yeah.
But what you need in this game, and I'm not getting all sentimental here, but you need Liverpool to want it, but Spurs to need to win.
Yeah.
And make no bones about it, Kulusevski, Son, Maddison, Ben Davies, all the experienced players, they are going to be talking to these young players that are going to be playing, saying, this could start a legacy for you guys. You're just in the team. You've been fast-tracked. You've been forced into the team. In your first few games or first season, you end up winning a trophy. That's the start of what legends are made of in terms of the football team. So they have to give every ounce of what they've got on Thursday.
Yeah, I remember Ange doing an interview, I think it might have been after the Arsenal game earlier on in the season, where he made the comment about, I always win things in my second season. I think he was speaking in the press conference before the next game, saying, because he got asked about it naturally, and was like, the motivation that I'm giving these players is kind of like what you just said, Darren. Imagine you are the group to change this. Like, he's the manager that's trying to obviously change the mentality of the football club. It's quite clear that he has challenges in terms of being able to do that, because the board's ambitions, I don't think, necessarily match his on the football side. And that's been incredibly frustrating, because like you said, that first choice back four has played together 16 times. If we had the squad depth and players, obviously we've signed a centre-back in Kevin Danso, but players that can actually play the system that he wants to, give him the squad to be able to go out and win. And I think you will see a more consistent Tottenham. But he's been constantly saying to his players, and I imagine he'll say it this week, imagine you are the ones that, you know, all of this Spursy nonsense, all of this thing about you not winning anything. And look, I feel...
It's getting me excited, guys. I'm not. I feel like I want to go and deliver a team talk.
He should be playing that clip as well.
Yeah.
I always win things, saying, "Come on, lads, help me out.
Help me out of it. Help me out of it. Spurs never win anything.
I don't want to be a meme forever."
Yeah, he should also be playing all the clips of everyone's kind of doubted him. You think about the stuff that he's had to put up with.
Or that's doubting the players and what they're saying. Get in their heads and get that fire going, because I like they could be the difference. And maybe this is complete hopium from all of us, and we will go. You know, it will be 1-1 after 5 minutes. But this is a massive game, and they've just got to take this opportunity.
I was the nearly man in my career. I got to many semi-finals: UEFA Cup, FA Cup, League Cup, under-21 tournaments. I'm gutted that I never made a final, and I think, unless you've been there and you've felt that agony and hurt of not making that, you can't really... Nothing compares to it. Yeah. And I think these guys, one of these teams are going to feel that. And I think if we can just put every ounce and get that luck that we need... Look, football's a funny old game. Spurs had such a poor season league campaign-wise, who knows what we can do in the other side.
Let's be a cup team. Let's be a cup team. God, I'm excited now. I feel very inspired by you two.
Get us in there. Let's do a team.